G'day guys, how you going? Today a quick look at some finance, some world history and a momentous occasion here in 2014, which I'm entitling The Miracle of Oil, Channukah 2014. Basically, we all know that oil's been in a massive sell-off, and you can just look at here at this chart, what I've got going on. Daily chart of the US oil contract for difference through FXCM. That's basically tracks the crude oil CL on the futures exchange. There are a number of different contracts and derivatives of oil. We won't get into that. Anyway, massive sell-off, you could say, arguably since, up here in June of this year. You would have seen a Facebook post of mine, it's irrelevant, but just for shits and giggles, I was pointing out to a descending triangle. I can't remember where, but it was up in $90 area. I, of course, naturally got stopped out of that trade, c'est la vie. And didn't profit on it. I did have another trade around here a few weeks ago. I sold in to this massive bearish candle, and then I had a gap down on a Monday. This was the 12th. Or was that the 1st? The 1st of December. Bloody American dates. And you can see this bull candle that just closed that gap, scared the hell out of me. I called off the trade. If I would have just followed the 8 EMA, which is my new rule, Bob's your uncle would have fallen down another $10. But anyway, again, c'est la vie trading. What is going on with oil and why is that a miracle of Channukah? I'll explain to you why. It's all got to do with the Russian ruble. You see here, they've stopped trading the ruble on FXCM. It's just too bloody volatile. They stopped trading a few days ago on the 16th of the 12th. You know on my computer it's now the 19th, Friday, Erev Shabbos Hanukkah. Basically, the ruble's been destroyed. And I don't think it's got to do with the sanctions. The sanctions have been employed for months. It has, slowly eroded the ruble. But more importantly, you can see the corresponding weakening of the ruble corresponds to the collapse in oil, which has been going on for about 6 months. Because, never mind hype, never mind Arabia, Saudi Arabia, whatnot, the biggest oil producer in the world is Russia. I repeat that. The biggest oil producer in the world is Russia. So I was thinking I was being smart. I was going to short the Canadian dollar because the Canadians are also huge oil producers. I missed the elephant in the room, which is Russia. Should have been shorting the ruble because we all know the US dollar's been on a massive bull move for a while. If I could bring up the dollar yen, I would, but I can't be bothered. So anyway, so the ruble's been crushed. Why is that good? Well, I don't think Russia is really a friend of the Jewish people and the world for that matter. I will admit that Putin and Russia as a whole, in relative terms, is relatively good for the Jews in Russia. Relatively good. But looking how they're meddling in the Ukraine and the implications for the Jewish community there, looking how Russia meddles in the Middle East, particularly in Syria, and giving weapons to, various nefarious elements, including the Assad regime, I don't think that's positive for Israel and the Jewish people. And ultimately Russia looks after Russia's interests only, like any state. And those interests are definitely not aligned with the free world and Israel in particular. So that is why I think it is a good thing for some destabilization to the Russian regime to shake Putin, hopefully shake him from his perch and bring in some reforms and some sense, and really to punish the bastards for their meddling in the world. So, like I said, this has been cancelled. The high was about 78, 79. Let's have a look here at the Yahoo Finance. So it's corrected a bit, but it's gone in the 52 weeks. In the past year, it's gone from 32 rubles to the US dollar to 78. That's insane. That's insane. Ruble uncertainty ripples across Russian economy. Look at the headlines. We've got Russian economy stagnates in November, on track to recession in 2015. Apple computers has stopped selling products in Russia. They just can't. It's so unstable. They can't fathom with this. So I think it's a good thing. I think Russia needs a bit of a kick up the tuchus. The ruble's going into rubble, and hopefully this will lead to reform and good things which will benefit the Russian people and benefit the globe. So I'm calling this the miracle of oil. We have oil which is sold off, for 6 months. It would be cool if, and sold off for the previous 8 days. And that's really been hurting the Russian economy and, shaking this superpower, the modern day Greek Empire, if you will, which is not so positive for the Jewish people and the globe for that matter. So let's give him a kick up the tuchus. Do I think this is scary for global markets? Well, let's look at the most important market, the American market. What do you think? Looking at this massive bull candle yesterday, we're in for a Channukah Christmas rally. Went from 2012 to 2067, a 55-point rally on the S&P in light of Russia's issues. I don't think it's so much of a problem. The supply and demand speaks for itself, and I am in a trade long the US markets. Don't worry, I was short here, but yeah, that's just part of the trading fun. Got stopped out, went long. It's the way you got to go. So ruble, Insaurus, can't even trade it. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole with the interest rates that you'd be going up against, and God knows what kind of manipulation. But that would have been a heck of a trade to get long, you know, around here in high, whatever. But again, no, I wouldn't touch this. Oil, still bearish. If it breaks the 8 EMA or breaks this trend line, then you can see a correction coming. But it's really gnarly. We're getting down here at the 55 level. This is on a weekly chart. Whoa, we're getting down, you know, near lows that we saw here in 207. Will we get to 2008 lows? I doubt it, but who knows? You never know. This is supply and demand. The market will decide. Anyway, guys, wishing you a happy Channukah, and everybody should make lots of gelt and give lots of luck, and there should only be good things for the Jewish people and the entire world. Guys, give it a go. Have a good one.